Welcome to Dancing with Time, hosted by Beth, Amine, and me, Patti, Teel. This podcast is all about self-care, inspiring and supporting each other to live our essential nature, which is timeless. I'm not young, I'm not old, I just am. Join us for conversation, movement, and meditation. Let's get started.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dancing with Time, the Joy of Self-Care with Patti Teel, our meditation expert, and she's expert at other things as well, of course, and me, Beth, Amine. I'm so happy that you're here again. And every week we have a topic that just comes up in our lives spontaneously, so it's always very fresh and extremely real, and we are certainly hoping that the same things flow through your life as we, deal with our daily challenges and keeping ourselves dancing with time rather than stuck and slowed or not in the flow of wonder and happiness. So, Patti, what came up for you this week?
Well, it's so interesting, Beth, because so very often the topics that we come up with are related, because the topic you came up with was kind of the same, maybe just
Yeah.
a tad different, but very much related to what I've been struggling with. And so what I came up with is uh, being courageous in your life decisions. So very often we get stuck at a job, or we get stuck in any number of situations. And it's a little scary and risky to make the change so you're not in that situation anymore, because even though it may not be um, the right uh, place for you to be, the life you're living, it still takes a bit of courage to make that change. So that's what came up for me.
Okay. And
And what
your
was yours, Beth? It was really similar.
well, it was more how you approach the time that you have on the planet and how much you approach the time you have left. In
Mhm.
other words, when you get to a certain point in your life, you're under the gun a lot, or under pressure culturally to, like, okay, I have this much time left, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to speed up with my bucket list, or
Mhm.
am I going to savor every moment? And there's an approach to it, and also an understanding that, like, it's a double-edged thing. You want to not say, oh yeah, I only have a couple years left, because you don't want to make that predictable. You don't really know. You may have a very long life ahead of you. So there's that. But at the same time, do you really want to waste any of it in circumstances that need to be shifted? And that's when you come in, like what you said, the courage. Like, you need to, as far as I understand, live in make a move to a different place where you have more autonomy to follow your path. I mean, that's what I heard you saying earlier.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And it's very much related, though, I think,
it's
because
very related.
yes, you kind of say, well, if not now, when? When am I going to
Hmm.
do this if I don't make
Hmm.
this change now? Is it going to be
Absolutely.
next year, in 5 years? I've been, struggling with this for a long, long time. An example, just getting stuck at a job that it might not be horrible, but you know that you want to do something else, but it's so guaranteed that you'll get a paycheck. And so it's a little scary to step out and do something with the unknown. How successful will I be at this? So it's takes some courage.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of change takes courage. Also, I think what takes the most courage is having a dream and believing in it and continuously pursuing
That's true.
that dream. Like,
Yeah.
you have some dreams. Maybe this is in
Hmm.
alignment with really the dream of what you want to do. I mean, making a change right now and say your living
Hmm.
situation or your
Hmm.
job situation. And it's for sure scary, but
Yeah.
usually it works out. But then, you have it's that, what do I owe myself? What value do I have? Um,
Hmm.
and the courage to actually understand that you can write your own script to a
Yes.
good
Yes.
part in your
Hmm.
life. I mean, maybe a lot of people, they don't want to disappoint others, or they, it has to, maybe it's more women, they don't want to they don't want to say what they feel and do what they feel. They feel like they have to do what everybody else wants. I don't know. Is that something that comes up for you?
Well, what came to mind is I do work part-time at an area agency of aging. Beth's in Santa
Oh,
Barbara,
yeah.
and I used to be in Santa Barbara. Now I'm in
Right.
Florida.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's good for me in this regard or not, because I talk to wonderful people, but they call. I'm the crisis manager, disaster crisis person, and they run into some hard times.
Yeah.
And so I hear about these hard times, and they're wonderful people. Many are very well educated. Uh, they shouldn't have ended up in the position they're in, but they did. And
Mhm.
so I can get a little fear after talking to them,
I
going, wow,
see.
that could
Yes.
happen to me too. So it can make me want to be a little more cautious.
Yes.
But if I keep this cautiousness, like you said, if not now, to take this leap to do what you really want to do, when it's not going to happen.
Hmm.
So there's both sides.
And remember that everyone has their own story, and people, you don't know the extent of who they are in their own past and psychology. And um you know you can write it, everyone can write it differently, because I mean
Sure.
most of the
It's just easy for
planet.
me to look at
Yeah,
them and go,
I see.
wow, that could happen to me.
Well, I think,
So,
yeah,
and
that's,
some
I
of them
get
are
that where you're seeing
battling
it.
homelessness and,
Yeah.
just really
Yeah.
horrendous situations,
Yeah.
because maybe they lost their place in a hurricane and insurance didn't help them and FEMA didn't help them. And now they're just really struggling with mold in
Yeah.
their house and this and that. So I do get that. I work there 2.5 days a week. When I help people, it feels so
Uh-huh.
very good.
Oh,
When I've
yes.
really helped people to mm, access services that can give them a leg up, and then they can go on and do so much better. But when I am unable to find help for them, it feels really bad. So I don't know, maybe that doesn't relate to our topic, but I think it does, because it gives me a little bit of a fear factor, and let me think about this, and maybe that's okay. You got to think things out, but I don't want to remain stuck in a hamster wheel either.
Yeah, well, then get your main thing you entered in with was courage, that to be
Yes. Mm-hmm.
courageous. So you
Yeah.
have to be courageous as always in your focus of what you feel is possible. It's
Right.
a daily thing. I mean, I have to do
Mm-hmm.
it every day. I've got to a lot focus and real and align with my vision and know that it can happen. I think we're
Right.
just taught to be fearful and powerless in our lives,
Yeah.
um
And
so
there's some people who are super salespeople, and I think they have no fear. It's just
oh
I will
yeah.
I will
Uh-huh.
ask for this, and I'm going to ask this amount, and they're lucky to get it. I don't really have that.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
Brazenness comes to mind. I don't want to put down salespeople, because it's a wonderful trait to have that
Yes,
kind
I
of
know. I get that. I don't
fearlessness
either.
when
That's
selling
really,
people. Hmm.
yeah. I love that. It must be, it's just like so confident.
Hmm.
Confidence is like the absence of fear, I
Yeah,
guess.
and you're lucky to get my services, so.
I
So
know it.
anyway, I'm gonna move forward with
So you're
what's
gonna
in
take a leap.
my
You're
mind.
gonna
I'm
take a
gonna
leap.
take a leap, yes, and I hope it works out.
What is that thing they say you have to throw your hat over the fence, and just like kind of throw it there and follow it in.
Yeah, well, if you don't take the leap, for sure, nothing's gonna change. So
Yeah.
if you're totally happy where you are, don't take the leap. But if you know that there's something that could be better out there for you, you might as well take the leap.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I
that
think.
goes
Yeah.
back to that's right. How do you want to? Somebody just asked me the question yesterday. So, how do you want to manage the rest of your life? Do you want to do it fast or do you want to do it slow? In other words, do you want to like jump in there and like because you feel limited, like you get everything done really. Oh, I'm going to do this, and this in case there's not enough time, or are you going to kind of just continuously move forward and savor it, go slowly.
Right.
It's
And
a,
Yeah.
But
And Beth, I don't know where I heard this and I can't remember the exact story, but the gist of it was if you knew your child, this is horrible as thought, but if you knew your child was dying, but you needed to go bring in $100,000 for that person that you cared so much about, and you had a limited amount of time to do it, you'd do it. You would find
ah,
a way to do it. So part of it may be wanting it
oh,
that badly, because it is true. There are
yeah.
things that you're going to do no matter, there's no mountain too high that you're going
Wow.
to. So maybe
Good
there has to,
thought.
yeah, a little bit of urgency that we need to put upon ourselves.
Yes. And of
Mhm.
course, it's easier to do it uh, there's for somebody else maybe rather than yourself.
Oh, perhaps.
Because like, wow, for
Perhaps.
your child, you'd do and you would walk the roots in
Exactly.
any way. Oh,
Exactly.
maybe I can
That's
suffer a little
true.
from
That's
that.
such a good insight. Maybe that goes back to our self-care topic. We don't
Yeah.
care enough about ourselves as
Enough
we do
to
for other
say
people
this
that we
is
love.
I know, and
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point finally where I am accepting uh not accepting when I'm out of my power in certain situations. In other words, um it's unacceptable for me to tolerate some of the things that I've tolerated before, both in in what I accept from myself, from life, and from others.
Oh.
So there's there's an increased value and less fear and less uh, uh, kind of automatically going into that old persona that will accept that. I'm noticing that I have
Yeah, I
less of
have
that
that too,
now.
Beth. Like even certain opportunities that might come up. Well, I'm sorry, but I have too much experience to do it for that price.
Yeah,
And I suppose if it comes down to having, food on the table for that night, you might, but basically for a long-term thing, I'm just, no, I've done too much. I've had too much experience. That's not correct.
yeah. It's that constant question of value and
Mm-hmm.
standing up for your value within structures that don't always support it. So it's
Yeah.
again courage. It back to
Mm-hmm.
that word courageous. So,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm kind of inspired by that, Patty, because there's some
Good.
some
Yeah.
self-care I need to do for myself, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to unequivocally find an answer,
Yeah.
and at the same time, things don't work if you totally force them all the time. So
Yeah.
there's another
It's a
balance with
balance, isn't
me.
it? All the time.
Yeah, or
My
if you
my
get
dear
crazy.
friend Gloria Kay, who was a healer, she passed away. Gosh, I guess it was a year last
Oh,
August, but
wow.
yeah, but she was all about balance. She was a yogi, and it was all about not being too extreme either way. So I
Yeah.
think balance is an important trait for all of this.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. So,
Yeah,
all right. So you're gonna take let's see, I'm just checking the time. Are you gonna take a courageous leap then this
I'm going to
week?
take a
And
leap. Yep. Even though I've got people that I care about very much who are kind of like not encouraging it. So,
well, that's
um,
going to be never ending. There's no resolution.
they're always there. Yes.
Well, they will never encourage you to make a
Mhm.
change. So,
Well, yeah, or to take a risk
take a
because it's
risk.
you have to take a little bit
I
of a
think
risk. Mhm.
it's more about taking a change because it will change their lives.
Well,
It's not
perhaps.
about you.
But
Yeah,
I'm thinking
so
of some of
yeah.
my friends
Oh,
who
friends
are
too.
super cautious about risk taking.
I see.
Yeah, so that is who comes in mind. I can kind of hear their voice sometimes. So um,
Well,
it's just the way they are.
yeah, and that's not the way you are. So again,
No. So I
it's
got to talk
going
to other friends.
talk to me, like
Yeah,
do
I'll talk
it.
to you, Beth.
Do it. You've
So
got, I
yeah.
mean, time, life is precious, just like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm talking, I'm preaching I'm talking to myself here when I'm saying
Hmm.
these things,
Yeah.
because I'm actually inspired by this. I'm going to go
Oh,
like,
good.
okay, this is unacceptable anymore.
Yeah,
There's
and me
certain things I
too.
need.
Yeah, Beth, when I gave the example of you would do it for your child if it was something
Yeah.
life and death. But then would you do it for yourself? That's just was really interesting because you don't usually feel the same passion. Some people I'm sure do, but I don't. So that kind of tells
Yeah.
you where you are in the totem pole of caring for yourself.
Yeah. The totem pole. I like that image.
I'm on the bottom. Yeah,
Oh,
so
let's work our way up there.
yeah, we
Wow.
need to climb to the top, which is pull
Yeah.
everybody else
So,
down. I'm kidding. So, Beth, I loved
well,
our topic today. It just seems like we're just so in sync every week,
we're
and I hope
always
other
in sync,
people
Patty.
enjoy it. Beth, would you tell our listeners or watchers, depending on where they are, how they can get more of your wisdom? Because I know
Oh,
you're
that's
starting a
great.
membership, which I get to do
Yes.
meditations for, but you're
Yes.
basically running the show. And would you
Ah.
tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, my gosh, thank you. It's called Dancing with Time, and you can access me there, www.dancingwithtime.com. It's my new membership site. It gives you all the support that you could possibly want to make courageous choices in your life and also help you define the choices that you may not even know or discern what your direction is. So there's movement classes that put you in the moment. That's part of Dancing with Time. There's also my workshops, such as Who Am I Now, that helps you discover your fresh identity so you know where you need to be courageous and move forward. So it's a very complete support system, and you get some group work, and it's really it's extremely reasonable way to get um, a lot of self-knowledge and a lot of yummy ways to take care of yourself.
Oh,
And
sounds
so,
wonderful.
thank you. Yeah. So please do sign up, join me. I'd love to have you with me the whole year.
Yeah, she
And
teaches belly dancing as one of the benefits, as well as
right,
her joyous
joyous
movement
movement. Uh-huh.
and
The
smaller
workshops.
groups where you talk about issues that might have come up for you.
Hmm.
Just really so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I would love to have you in.
And my
Uh,
meditations.
Yeah, and you
So,
get meditations as well as movement.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really a complete setup
Hmm.
for you.
Hmm.
So, and we can be contacted. You can put comments here on the YouTube channel, and we'd love to hear from you any way it is. But you can definitely, or you can access me at Beth at well, what is it? Is it Beth at bethamine.com? Something like, yeah. It's a brand new,
Something like
I
that.
know, it's a
I think
brand
we
new
should put it
email.
on the screen here.
Yeah,
So,
we'll put it on the
for
screen. It's a brand new
clarification.
email,
Yeah.
Beth
I
at
have those
bethamine.com.
blank outs too every once in a while. I'm like,
Yeah.
huh? What's that
Well, I
website
know
again?
you can
Yeah.
at joyousmovement@gmail.com.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, this is the brand new one that goes with the site, Beth at bethamine.com. So I'd love to hear
And
from you.
yeah, and
Join
if you have,
up. Join up. Come
yes,
on, get in there. It's really, really good.
and if you have any insights about today's topic
Yeah.
of courage and making a change, please do let us know. We know that you're very insightful. If you're watching us, you must be, right?
You have to be.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
want to hear about it. So thank you so much. Or if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss, we can do that.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
also, if you need someone, we both have a lot of experience in interviewing people.
Mhm.
If you need interview footage for your own business, also please do contact us again. You could do it at joyousmovement@gmail.com. Patty has a massive experience in broadcasting, and we would love to help you create some footage that you might need for your business
To brand
and
yourself and your business.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
know how to make you show up as truly who you are. So that's another thing you could get
Yeah.
involved with. So
And thank
Patty,
you,
any
Beth.
yeah, thank you, Patty. Well, so right now we have our little movement section and then we have our meditation, kind of the two bookends of self-care as we see it. So stick around. I'm just going to pause the video while I get ready for us to do our few minutes of moving through time joyously with our bodies. So thank you for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Well, hello again. Are you ready for your movement section? I have a song for you called You Can Do It, which I think pretty much sums up our courageous theme for today. So let's just do some moves. Here we go. All right. Hope you can see my feet. We are just going to start with our posture, tummies in, shoulders back and down, chest lifted in our power stance. Here we are. I can do it. Elbows in, elbows out, feet together, feet apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. A little faster. That's too fast for you? Slow it down. Yeah. And a breath. Breathing in and pressing out. Can you do it? You can do it. And on. I'm there. Twist. Take it low. Take it medium. Take it high. And let's point out that you can do it too. Who can? You can. Hip, with a step. Hip. With an extension and a lift. Right here. Not side to side. This one gives a lift. Little skates. Push into the floor. You got that lift like your roller skating. Alright, reach forward again. What do you want there? Step together, step touch. 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, tap. Breathe. Breathe. Hips, breathing. Get ready to rev it up again. Here we go. Get it. Arms around. Too fast, go slow. Shift your weight, go slow. Or fast, shift direction. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. Well, you can't do it. Thanks for being here. Wait for your meditation. Bye.
Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Be fully in this moment. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in and let it go. Now, gently bring your awareness to the top of your head. Softly scan down, releasing tension. Your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders. Let them drop. Feel your arms, hands, chest, and belly relax. Your legs and feet heavy and grounded beneath you. With each breath, let yourself melt just a little more into presence, into stillness, into peace. Today, we're going to connect with the quiet power of courage. Not the absence of fear, but the choice to move forward with fear, because something in your heart knows it's time. There is a version of your life that's waiting for you, more aligned, more free, more fulfilled, but it requires a leap of faith. Imagine you are standing at the top of a beautiful cliff. It's just before sunrise. The air is cool and alive with possibility. You feel your heart beating, steady and strong. Below the cliff is a wide, peaceful valley, green, open, glowing with light, glowing with possibility. This valley represents your future, your growth, your next chapter, and to reach it, you must leap. You may feel nervous. That's natural. But beneath the fear is something deeper, a knowing, a yes. You look inward and sense a glowing light in your belly, your inner fire, your courage. Let that light grow warmer, brighter, steadier, and stronger. And breathe in deeply. And as you exhale, imagine yourself gently leaping into the open air. You are not falling, you are flying, lifted, held, free. You glide over the valley, feeling expansive and alive, and fully yourself. You land softly on the other side, strong, rooted, transformed. Take a few grounding breaths now. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale deeply through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. You are courageous. You are ready. When you feel complete, gently open your eyes and return to your day with calm, strength, and trust in your path.